Cover three. What is it? What are the variations? Why do teams run it? And most importantly, how do you beat it? We got a little bit of quarterback training coming at you right now. Hey everybody, welcome to Elite Athletes TV. I'm Mike Pulaski, 11-year pro and world champion quarterback and the president of EliteAthletesTV.com. Today, I want to talk about cover three. It's a quarterback. It's really important that you understand coverages and what teams are trying to do to you. So I did a video on cover two. Got a lot of great feedback. If you haven't seen it, I will put a card right up here so you can go check it out, and it'll be in the comment section down below afterwards. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you get notified every time there's new content. There's going to be a ton of great football stuff coming up. Also, give me a thumbs up if you love playing the position of quarterback, or give me a thumbs up if you're a coach and you're learning something here on the site. Also, if you have a question, please put it in the comment section, and I'm happy to answer it. You need to understand what teams are trying to do to you on defense. Every team in America has cover three in their defensive playbook. It is a standard operating scheme from high school to peewee through college and the NFL. Every team has it. And so you have to understand what it is. You have to know where the weak spots are and what the strengths are, and especially what routes you use to beat cover three as a quarterback. If you understand those concepts and how to beat it, then you're a lot better off. So I'm going to take a page from my NFL playbook back when I played with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we'll talk about that. But we'll talk all about cover three, the different variations of it, and how you go about attacking it as a quarterback and an offense. Let's take a look at the screen. Cover three is exactly what the name says it is. It is three defenders in deep zones. So each one of these guys have a third of the field. They all have to defend a deep third. So over the top, you would think cover three is a good coverage in order to protect for the deep ball. Underneath, you have four zones. So as you look at it, 1, 2, 3, 4 players playing underneath zones. We talked about cover two before, and cover two is 5 men under with 2 men deep. So a little more space in the vertical game in terms of deep routes, but less space underneath because you have 5 underneath. In this case, you have 4 underneath covering all of that area. So more space underneath in cover three than there is in cover two. Now, we call this cover three sky. And the reason they call it sky is the safety is where this coverage is rotating to. So the strong safety in this case has the flat zone. You can see 3 deep, strong rotation zone. We will always designate who has the flat zone to the rotation side. So the sky in this case is because the strong safety has the rotation down to that flat zone. So that's where you get 3 sky out of this. So we talked about it. You have thirds, thirds, and thirds. Each one of these guys, we have the little circles because this is before word processing and computers, but each one of those guys have to cover a third deep. And then in the underneath zones, in this case, strong safety takes that flat. Mike backer is hooked to curl. He's supposed to cover all this. We called this peg. It can be Bill. It can be Jack. Whatever your weak side inside linebacker is, that's who this guy is. He is also hooked to curl. And then your whip or your will linebacker is supposed to cover flat in this coverage. In this case, as you look at this coverage, the weak points for a quarterback are flat coverage, weak side. If you have a linebacker, especially a linebacker lined up onside, and teams will do this because they're trying to keep as many men in the box as possible for run support. But if you have a weak linebacker lined up inside and he's trying to fly to get out of the flat after reading run or pass, this is a wide open space to throw to. So stuff like out routes, stop routes, hitch routes, are all really good weak side against this type of an alignment. And even strong side, if you have some kind of threat coming from the tight end and this strong safety doesn't fly, you can also throw outs and curls and hitches to the wide side of the field. Now, this is 21 personnel, 2 backs, 1 tight end. And so you have a little more packed box. This is much more of a running formation for most teams. And so this strong safety would actually probably stay inside and get a little nosy. And in doing so, they would end up with 8 guys in the box. So really good run defense in this cover 3 look. Now, let's take a look at a couple different variations. When you go cover 3 sky, so strong safety like we talked about before, dropping to the flat, but you drop out that Sam backer. Now, we used to call this 30 sky. Most teams denote their 30s, 20s, the extra 10-digit added on as nickel defenses. In this case, because they're dropping the extra guy, getting 5 underneath, 3 across the top again. In Tampa, we denoted this as cover 30. And so it's just 3 sky, and it's your Sam backer dropping out. Now, here's the thing that I didn't talk about before, but when you have a strong safety down strong side, generally Sam backer is going to come. And so that's why the differentiation between cover 3 sky and cover 30 sky. The difference is Sam backer will generally come because he's covered down by a strong safety in a cover 3 sky. 30 sky, they're dropping him out to get 5 underneath. Now, here's a little change to it. And you don't see this very often, but I see some teams still running it today, especially in college. But it is a cover 3 cloud. What teams will do is if you're beating them on outs, hitches, the stuff that beats cover 3, they will give you that pre-snap cover 3 look where they have 3 guys high, strong safety down low. But at the snap or just pre-snap, they will roll the strong side corner down and drop the safety out over the top. They call this cover 3 cloud, and the cloud is for the C on the corner being the guy that we rolled to. Remember, we talked about it? Always designate who has rotation side. So the flat zone rotation. In this case, the corner has flat zone rotation. He's down, safety high. That makes it a cover 3 cloud. In terms of over the top, still the same. You have deep third, and deep third for these 3 guys, and you still have 4 underneath. Will's going to drop to the flat here. Peg's hooked to curl. Mike's hooked to curl. And now the corner is in the flat. Strong safety is up high. So still cover 3. Just the difference is they're rotating over the corner and calling it 3 cloud. Now, cover 3 buzz. In this case, the buzz, again, where you're talking about who is rotating to that strong side flat, is your Sam backer flying out to the flat. Strong safety in this case will stay in as run support to replace that Sam backer. Everything else stays the same. Thirds across the board, 4 underneath zones. You're just switching assignments between Sam backer and your strong safety, and you can see it there. So now, what if we rotate this weak? Well, I'm going to show you something here. This playbook is a little bit antiquated because we used to call this cover 4. When you rolled weak in cover 3, they used to call it cover 4. Now teams run a true cover 4 where you have corner, safety, safety, corner across the top. So 4 deep makes that a cover 4 look. We used to call this cover 4 cloud. Now teams are, this would be 3 cloud weak or 3 cloud invert here. So just like we saw when we ran the 3 cloud to the strong side, where strong safety was running high and corner was dropping down, in this case, you're going to get weak side corner taking that flat, free safety rolling to that deep outside third, strong safety taking that middle, and corner coming high. Again, if you're a team that throws a bunch of cover 3 beaters like the out route and you think you got it pegged here, all of a sudden they roll up that corner and it changes your read as a quarterback, gets these guys an extra beat to get home down low. So that's why teams will do that. Cover 40 sky, just like we talked about before. Now it's a big move with corner getting out, free safety in the flat, Will dropping back, and then everything else staying the same in terms of drops and assignments. And again, cover 4 sky now is most teams will call it cover 3 invert or cover 3 weak, but where the free safety would normally play up in the middle here, now he's going to rotate down and play that weak flat, corner coming out high, strong safety is going to take that deep middle, and this corner taking the third. And then the same thing again with the cover 4 buzz. Now you're getting Sam buzzing out, strong safety to the middle, free safety down to the hook, and Will to the flat. So just little different variations on that cover 3 look. You can invert it, you can run it weak, you can run it strong, depending on what teams are trying to do to you. So if you had teams that like to run weak, rotating down the free safety and running 3 invert, bring that Will backer, could be disruptive to that side of the ball, getting 4 dudes on that side of the ball to make a play. It's a different changeup, a different variation that different defenses use to give you a different look. So I told you I would give you some of the things that beat cover 3. We talked about a couple of them already. Out routes are great cover 3 beaters. Strong safety has to fly to that flat. If you pair it with a curl inside, you can pair it with a basic, which has a sit-down option on it, and you can put a swing on it or a check down. Now what you've developed is a triangle in that flat, and essentially you're reading that strong safety. So that's one way to beat it. You can run double stops inside. Again, you can swing, you can run a sit down, you can run a divide, anything in there to create that triangle gets you that stretch here. You can also come back and run the same concept weak side, where you can run curls, tight end over the middle of the ball, and a sit down. Now you're stretching this guy between the Will backer, between the sit down and the curl route, and with the tight end coming to the opposite side of the ball. Now if Peg jumps this, your inside linebacker jumps this, as a quarterback, you got that same triangle read again. So it's all about how you work your eyes and who you're trying to stretch, who you're trying to influence with your offensive set and plays. Now, you can also beat cover 3 with 4 verticals. Great play versus cover 3 because you are trying to stretch that free safety. I always like to have a check down in it, hold those backers, or if they fly out, you can hit that check down. So 4 verticals in this case. As a quarterback, now you get to play the game with your eyes. Drop back, key that free safety. If he goes weak, takes the weak route, now you have this one for the home run. If he goes strong, now you have this one for the home run. If it all breaks down, you have your check down underneath. It's a deeper look, not really a triangle read. It's a 2-on-1 horizontal stretch on this free safety, running the verticals there, putting him in a bind, trying to cover everything. You can also run comebacks on the outside, threaten a corner deep enough, and now all of a sudden he has to turn and run. Comebacks, 21, 18 yards, great plays against cover 3 corners. And then you can run some kind of game inside with a high-low that you work the backers with as well. And so there's a ton of different options to beat cover 3. Because there's only 4 guys underneath, it creates passing lanes inside that you can throw the ball into as a quarterback. And so the key is understanding the defender that you're trying to stretch, that you're trying to work on, and creating routes that affect that defender. If you like what I'm doing here, please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, get notified every time I have new content coming out. I'm going to be teaching every facet of the game so that you understand it better as a player or a coach. Also, if you learned something today, give me a thumbs up. If you want to learn something else, give me a comment down below. Happy to answer any questions here on the channel. Cover 3 as a quarterback is great to throw against. It's tough against the run. And so that's why a lot of defense love playing cover 3. It's also a great way to disguise and get into cover 1. Remember, outside of training here on our YouTube channel, you can also get full conditioning training, skills training, position training at eliteathletestv.com. So if you're looking to get better at the position, learn from the game here, but also go to the website and get yourself some training as a quarterback, as a linebacker, and we have several other sports as well. I appreciate you watching today. This is Elite Athletes TV. Now you know more about quarterback training and how to beat cover 3.